In this video, I'm going to show you the 5 levels of wealth and how you measure up, and the easiest way to reach the next level. My name's Bamford, I'm a chartered financial planner, and in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 levels of wealth so that you can figure out where you are now. Understanding these levels of wealth is essential for people who are ambitious about their financial future because it helps you identify ways that you can improve your lifestyle without creating too much stress. So let me give you a quick rundown of each level to know which one we're talking about. Before I get into the 5 levels, a reminder that there are no right or wrong answers to building wealth. We're all on a journey. We've all got different priorities in life. If there was a single wealth building blueprint that worked for everyone in all situations, I think life would be incredibly dull. We all get to different levels of wealth in life, and we all get there in different ways and at different times. Comparing ourselves to others is a guaranteed shortcut to unhappiness, so don't do it. But do use these 5 levels of wealth as a personal benchmark so that you can understand where you're at today and what the next level looks like. So okay, disclaimer done, here's the good stuff. Level 1 is called financial stability. You can't start building wealth until you have a solid foundation. Financial stability means having enough money each month to make ends meet. So in other words, not running out of month before you run out of money. It means budgeting and living within your means. I see so many examples of people who want wealth, but they try to run before they can walk. So first, get your budget under control, get your debts under control. Stop borrowing money to buy things that you want. In fact, you need to develop a deep understanding of the difference between wants and needs, because getting these two mixed up is likely stopping you from achieving your wealth building goals. Within level 1 financial stability, you also want to start building a safety net in the form of a cash savings emergency fund. Views on the size of this rainy day emergency fund, they differ, but we often hear about 3 to 6 months worth of essential expenditure held in cash savings, able to tide you over should a disaster strike. While building cash reserves won't help you make much progress towards higher levels of wealth, it does prevent you from slipping backwards should an emergency crop up. If you can't call on a cash emergency fund, you often end up in debt when these unexpected events lead to unplanned expenditure. So get that cash buffer in place before you get started on level 2. Learn to walk before you attempt to run. Level 1 then, financial stability, it's all about building good money habits. Putting your financial management on autopilot is a smart move, so paying yourself first each and every month, and also having a thorough understanding of your income and your expenditure. Budgeting can be dull, but it's so important to control this aspect of your financial life. If you're watching this video and you're at level 1, pat yourself on the back, you're doing really well. It's a solid start to your wealth building journey. Level 2 then, this one's called financial strategy. It's time to look beyond living within your means, clearing unsecured debts and having a cash emergency fund. In level 2, financial strategy, we start building future wealth. And the more you can allocate each and every month to long-term investments, the faster you'll make progress towards those higher levels of wealth. And notice I said long-term investments. Level 2, in fact, none of these levels, level 2 does not include any shortcuts. So please don't attempt to get rich quickly by speculating on highly volatile assets. Don't get swept into cryptocurrency or options trading. It will go wrong. If you slip down to level 1 as a result, it's because you're looking for shortcuts. Think about the long term. In the financial strategy stage, level 2 of your wealth building journey, you're likely putting money aside every month to invest in an individual savings account, an ISA, that's a tax privileged investment wrapper. And you're also funding your pension, taking advantage of the income tax relief on pension contributions. The right balance between ISAs and pensions, non-pension and pension investments will depend on your financial plan. And yes, you should have a financial plan in place at this level of your wealth building journey. That documents where you stand today, where you want to get to, and how you're going to get there. It doesn't have to be complex, it can be on a single sheet of paper, but you can work with a financial planner to develop your financial plan, to make it more accurate, to make it more detailed, and also to hold you accountable. The metric to track during level 2, the financial strategy level, is your net worth. That's your total assets, all the stuff you own, less your total liabilities, all the stuff you owe. So measure it at the same time each and every year, and then do your best to forget about the numbers during the course of the year. Successful investors don't watch the daily, weekly or monthly ups ups and downs in investment markets because they're investing money for the long term. Level 3 is financial independence, when your net worth is sufficient not to worry about money on a day-to-day basis. And ideally at this level, you'll have some passive income being generated from a variety of different investments, giving you the option to stop working if that's what you want to do. I've spoken to lots of FIRE practitioners. FIRE is Financial Independence Retire Early. And I've spoken to lots of them from my podcast, and retirement, at least in a traditional sense, is usually not a priority in the FIRE industry, in the FIRE sector. Freedom and flexibility is. We get that financial security, we get that freedom or independence by having income generating assets, money that pays us while we sleep. And it takes a great deal of hard work and it takes time to accumulate these passive income generating assets. Don't expect that to happen overnight, but it does happen when you take a steady and disciplined approach towards building wealth. A good metric for level 3 is to look at your annual expenditure and multiply it by 25. This is the so-called 4% rule. And if you have investment assets equivalent to 25 times your annual expenditure, there's a good chance that you're in this level, in level 3, because those assets should be sufficient to sustain your lifestyle costs without too great a risk of running out of money during your lifetime. There's a lot more detail within the 4% rule that I won't go into within this video, but as a very rough and very ready measure, it's an okay place to start. When you're within level 3, watch out for rising expenditure. It's easier once you feel financially secure, financially independent, to splurge a little bit more than you might otherwise do. Small additional expenses do add up, so keep a close eye on your budget and continue to live within your means. Level 4 is financial abundance. It's a stage in the wealth building journey where you have sufficient wealth to do pretty much anything you like. And I've met a lot of people who have reached this wealth level and they genuinely don't need to worry about running out of money because their assets are replacing their wealth and in fact growing it faster than they can spend the money. If you're at level 4, you'll know about it. Your wealth will grow year on year despite you spending money to support your lifestyle, despite not necessarily making any new investments. Level 4, financial abundance, is aspirational levels of wealth, and it's quite rare for me to meet people under age 60 who have got to this level. What wealth at this level allows you to do is explore your passions, and that often includes funding charitable organisations, generally making things happen within your community, or making things happen for those you care passionately about. All throughout the wealth building levels, throughout your wealth building journey, you need to be crystal clear about your purpose, why you're doing all of this. So having clarity about your purpose and your why is a key to the motivation you need to build wealth. And then last but not least is level 5, financial legacy. The ultimate goal for many wealth builders is to create not only wealth for you and your partner, but for your wider family too. So your children, typically children and grandchildren. We refer to this as intergenerational wealth. And once you've secured your wealth at level 4, you can start thinking about building wealth for the next generation and indeed for subsequent generations. The very wealthiest people in society are doing this. They're passing on a substantial amount of wealth as their legacy, along of course with passing on the wisdom about how to manage and how to grow wealth, because there's nothing worse than building wealth for the next generation only to see it squandered within a matter of years. Which level of wealth have you reached? Let me know in the comments. Just type the number 1 to 5. Where are you at right now? I said in the introduction as well, I'd also share the easiest way to reach the next level once you know what level you're at. And it is simple. It's not necessarily easy, but then again, nothing worth doing is easy. But it is simple. You reach the next level by continuing to do the things you did to reach the previous level and then giving it time. Time is the secret to wealth building. Assuming you're doing the right things and doing them consistently along the way in terms of living within your means, putting money aside for the future in long-term investments. Give it time. Thank you for watching this video. Until next time, I'm Martin Bamford. And remember, when it comes to your money, the more you know, the faster it can grow.